Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the mini speaker interview series that we are doing from the Data Platform Women in Tech group with the amazing women who are going to be speakers at the upcoming SQLBits conference. This conference is happening at Wales between the dates March 14th to 18th of this year. If you're looking for a good data conference to attend, this is a good place to go to. There are options to attend virtually as well as in person. Our guest today is Mara. I'm not going to try and say your last name.
No, it's fine.
Mara is presenting two 20-minute sessions at this conference. One of them is my story as a data viz freelancer, ups, downs, and lessons learned, and focusing on the why, Power BI user journey. I have not added timings here because they are local to wherever you are. Please use the website to check out the right timings. One session is on Thursday and the other one is on Friday. Our sponsor for today is Joe Fleming from SQL Taylor Consulting. Joe provides remote DBA services and he donates $20 for every guest we interview here on the show. Thank you, Joe, for doing this. All right, let's get started. Tell us something about yourself.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Good. So where are you from?
Oh, you mean originally?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I'm originally from Portugal, but I moved to the UK 5 years ago. I think it's going to be exactly 5 years in like 1 month, 1 month from now. And yeah, I've been living here ever since.
That's awesome. And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so before I moved to the UK, by the way, my background was not in data. I have a degree in mechanical engineering, and my first job was actually like at Bosch. I don't know if you know, like Bosch, like the tools and stuff like that.
Yes, absolutely. They make good tools.
Exactly. And I was working at Bosch as like a proper mechanical engineering, nothing to do with data. I was like, I don't know, doing things like more related to mechanical engineering. And then I decided I didn't really like it at the time. So I wanted to move more into tech. So I managed to move more into like, more to a data analytics kind of field. At the time, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew I didn't want to do mechanical engineering. and then I managed to go into tech or like a data analyst kind of role at the time. And I loved it. I just simply loved it. And I was like, this is exactly what I want to do.
That's great.
And then at the time, I did a post-graduation in data science and analytics because I felt I didn't really have the skills, the proper skills to do my job properly at the time. I kind of had like a basics of things, but I was like all over the place. I had no idea what I was doing. And I decided, no, I really need to learn this stuff. Otherwise, I won't be able to really create the value that I want for me and for the company I was working for at the time. So I learned a little bit about data science, data analytics, like databases and all of that. And at the end, I was like, okay, now I have the knowledge I need to actually do something like for real with this. And then like shortly after I moved to the UK, I worked as a Power BI consultant because like inside the data analytics space, I always loved the data visualization side of things. I really liked data science too at the time, but because I didn't have the programming kind of, foundations, I was like, maybe this is not for me. And I love the data visualization side of things, so that's what I went for. And like I said, moved to the UK, worked as a Power BI consultant most of the time. Then I managed to get my dream job at Microsoft as a cloud solutions architect, focus on business intelligence technologies. But like I always say, it's kind of a fancy word to say I was a Power BI specialist or a fancy title.
Why is it offensive?
I don't know, because they call it cloud solutions.
It's very impressive, in my opinion. Super impressive. Yeah.
It could lead to like some imposter syndrome feelings though, right? Because cloud data architect gives connotations of, a specific type of thing. And if really what you're doing is Power BI visualization.
Mostly at the time,
That might be a little intimidating to say, oh, I'm a cloud data architect when, you don't feel like that's the job you're doing.
Yes, exactly. It was the job I was doing, but it was very niche in a way, because it was not like, I didn't know. Now I know, but at the time, like, I didn't know that much about data platform. I knew the basics, of course. I work with data, and I learned, like, at the time, at the post-graduation and all of that. But still, I felt I was like, this is a bit misleading, because it's not like all the cloud in a way.
Right.
It's a very particular part of the cloud, which is data visualization. But at the time, I really loved what I was doing, but I felt, I don't know, some kind of entrepreneurship cloud above me. And I was like, I can do this myself. I think I can take all the knowledge, because I was very into actually being a developer when I was a consultant. And then with that job at Microsoft, it allowed me to have a more like high level view of things, like more strategic level understanding of like the Power BI world and data visualization world, like with Microsoft technologies, of course. And I was like, now I know like really the techie things, because I was a developer. I developed reports for like 5 years. And now I have this like really good understanding of like the more strategic side of things. Why don't I take all this knowledge and try to do this myself? Which was a very crazy idea at the time.
Absolutely. That's so scary.
But I was like, I don't care. I will just go for it and learn on the way. And that's what I've been doing ever since. It started all as a blog called Data Pears, and it started to get a lot of traction. And now I'm just doing like consulting and also developing online courses and doing a lot of things at the same time now.
That's so exciting. And it's great to see somebody that, took that chance and went out on your own, and you're very successful. I love the data pair thing. That's super cute. I haven't looked. I hope your logo is like a little pear.
Yes, it is.
Oh, good.
Yes, it's a little pear with some charts inside. With one bar chart.
Bar chart, absolutely.
Exactly. It has to have the data side of things there, right? So it's the pair and the data.
Right. Although you could have made like a pair pie chart.
Oh no, I don't like pie charts. No, I don't like pie charts.
No, nobody likes pie charts. But we do like pear pie. But pear pie would be lovely.
Yes, it would actually. Yeah. And by the way, just a curiosity, because you're based in the US, right?
Yes.
You probably don't know, but the name Data Pears comes from my name, the one that you can't pronounce, the last one in Portuguese.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, in Portuguese, Pereira, which is my last name, is pear tree.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So in a way, I'm
lovely.
It's Mara Pereira tree in a way.
Yes.
So, I use my last name as kind of an inspiration in a way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Cool.
Very nice way to include it.
Yeah. I tried it at least.
So is this your first time speaking at BITS?
At BITS, yes, I think. Last year I was at SQLBits like all day, all the days, and I was actually not speaking, but I was at the Microsoft stand, like talking to people. Right. So I'm not a stranger to SQLBits, and before I was always I would go at least for the free day. But I remember that it was COVID, but before that I remember I was in Manchester or something. The last time I went live, it was like 2019 probably. A long time ago, now that I think about it. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah.
And have you spoken at other events?
Yes, I started speaking at events like a little bit before COVID happened, so I didn't have that much experience like working at live events. Now I do have like a better understanding because I spoke at a few live events now because COVID is gone. kind of gone. But mostly I've been doing like more online events because COVID happened in the meantime. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to speak at SQLBits because I've been there like every year almost since I moved to the UK, and I never spoke.
Yes, no, that's
not
exciting.
online, not live, so it's my first time.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is my first time going to a conference in a really long time that I'm not speaking. And I'm really looking forward to just being an attendee and doing cool, fun stuff and not stressing about sessions.
Oh, that's good, actually. Yeah, last year was good in that sense for me because I was not worried about presenting. I was just there in the stand and just talking to people, which was like really nice. I met so many people like just being on the stand. It's a really great conference to like network. And yeah, I felt like last year was great for that. Really, really amazing.
So when did you go out on your own? When did you start your consulting?
1 year ago,
Okay.
almost 1 year ago. I started like in May, but I didn't really start in May, to be honest, because when I left my job at Microsoft, fun story, I went traveling for 2 months in Southeast Asia.
I would do too.
Yeah, and I went to Thailand, Indonesia, Nepal, Malaysia, and I had the time of my life. I was working, but not that much. I was kind of like just kind of setting myself to the place that I needed to be. And
we'll have to share travel stories when we're at Bits, because I love talking about where I've been and hearing about where other people go. So
me too.
Yeah.
Don't even start because I will not shut up.
Yep.
Maybe we should do a travel hangout and give everybody like 1 hour of your favorite travel stories. And
absolutely.
That would be amazing. I have so many stories to tell, like even before COVID, like because that was probably the longest trip and like furthest away that I've been since COVID, and it was amazing. But before that, I used to travel a lot. Not that much now because I have a lot of stuff to do for my business. But before I used to travel a lot and it was amazing. It's kind of the thing that I really love doing, like for my free time, is travel, like going and meeting new people, new cultures, trying new foods all over the place. It's amazing. I really enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Good. I hope that comes back to you. That was my favorite thing too.
Yeah,
I've gone to a bunch of places with SQL family, and there's so many stories to tell.
But the weird thing is, I've never been to Wales. I used to travel so much, and I've never been to Wales, but I live in the UK, so for me, I think it's like,
my fourth great grandfather came from Wales on the western side. Aberystwyth, I think is how you say it. So I'm going to rent a car and go out to the little village in Wales where my family came from.
Really?
Yeah. If I'm going all that way, I'm not going to not drive 3 hours.
You get the left side and right side driving, right?
I know. I'm like,
that would drive me nuts. That would get me. I'm dyslexic by nature. So I cannot do that. I cannot adjust like that. I have a colleague who's amazing at that, but I'm not that kind of a person. I can't drive.
I think I'll be okay. I think I got the right side brain thing that I'll make that work.
It's very weird. I tried myself like 3 times because I drove for 10 years, like in Portugal, which is like different, right? It's like you. It's like for me. It's like. And then I came here, and it's so weird. And I remember the first time I drove here. I had like loads of friends in the back of the car, and the first thing I did was going to the wrong side of the road. And I only realized that because they all started screaming. And they're like, no, you're on the wrong side of the road. Like, oh, yes, of course. Now I remember. But then it's a weird thing because after like 2 minutes, you're like, okay, I think I got it now. But until you get into that mindset of driving on the road,
you get it and it goes. It's like you have to be very alert, very, very alert.
Yes, roundabouts, the worst.
Because and it's not natural to be that alert when you drive because you're used to driving and you kind of get into a groove and you want to chat and then before you realize you've done the wrong thing.
Yeah. Roundabouts are the worst. Like I stopped there for like 2 minutes just thinking about what I should do. Like I don't know which way to go. I don't know where people
Which way
are
do I
coming
go?
from.
Which lane do I give it in?
I don't know. It's like roundabouts are the most confusing thing in the world. It's so counterintuitive to do it the other way around. It's like, oh my God, horrible.
What are you planning for the SQLBits party? Do you have a costume?
Oh no, I don't have any costume. Last year I did have like some kind of costume. This year I don't have any costume. I usually think about it like 1 week before, and I go to Primark or something and buy something like really cheap. And yeah, but I always try to go like in a costume and go to the party. Yeah, it's kind of one of my favorite things about SQLBits. It's the party. So
Yes.
of course, yeah, I'm planning to go with my costume, but I don't have any costume or anything. I'm really like one of those persons that only thinks about that kind of stuff one day before, like, or 1 week before, not more.
See, I'm not, I have to like plan because I come up with an idea and then I got to gather all the stuff. And it's just usually not well, let me go get all this stuff in one day. It's usually let me plan this out. So
yeah,
I'm
but I'm very shy in a way with my costume, so it's not that hard for me usually because I'm like I'm usually not over the top with the costumes, but I love people being over the top, but I don't know. Yeah. I can't do it. I'm too shy. So I guess for me it's like easy in a way because it's just something like related to the theme, not too over the top, but I love like then taking photos with all the people like that are with all those like very fancy costumes in a way. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Traveling with a costume, you have to make sure it's kind of
I didn't even think about it.
Right, can't be too over the top. So
yeah, I didn't think about it actually because I'm here, right? I'm taking a train to Wales, so for me it's kind of easy. So I didn't even think about it. But yeah, you're right. It's more like in terms of logistics, it's not that easy.
Right. So tell us about your 2 sessions.
Okay, so
we didn't even get there yet.
We didn't get there yet.
That funny.
So I decided I submitted, I don't know, four sessions, I think. And I got the two that are 20 minutes, which is good and bad at the same time. It's less preparing in a way, but yeah, they are shorter. So even though I have to prepare less content, I have to be way more strategic with the content in a way because it's like not that much time, right?
Lightning sessions and short term, those are so hard because like you said, you have to be very strategic about what you say and get all the important stuff in a very short period of time.
Yeah, and one of the sessions again is about Power BI, of course, because it's like my thing, right? That's going to be about user journeys in Power BI, and I can kind of explain to you this concept because it's kind of a weird concept that I invented. At least I'd never seen anyone talking about it, so I'm guessing that I invented it. So I don't know, but
I'm going to say you invented it.
Yeah, so it's kind of a concept that I kind of took from web design and user experience applied to web design and web applications, because I think I've been reading a lot about, not now, but a few months ago, I read a lot of stuff about user experience and design, because unfortunately for like reporting or analytics, there is not a lot of content about that. You need to be a little bit creative, go and read other things and bring those concepts into reporting. That's what I kind of was trying to do.
Yeah.
So I kind of brought that concept from user experience in like web apps and like mobile apps about user journeys and brought it into Power BI because I was reading some books and I was like, this is so applicable. Why is no one talking about it?
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to hear that.
Yeah, and it's basically, in a way, I think I kind of came up with that concept to help people understanding how to apply that data storytelling element to reporting, because I think it's like everyone talks about it, right? Like data storytelling and telling stories with your data and blah, blah, blah. But how do you actually do that?
I don't know.
Exactly. It's like, It's very nice to say that those kind of like buzzwords, but then it's like, but how do you actually do that?
How do you
Yes.
implement that?
How do you implement that? And I think user journeys help with that, basically, because user journeys is basically understanding how the users are going to use the report.
Right.
And then understand the journey, like what are they going to see first? What are they going to click? What kind of insights are they going to want to see next? And so you kind of understand the kind of insights that you need to put in the report. And yeah, basically just the journey that the user is going to take from the moment they open the report until they leave that report. And by understanding that, I think that it will be a lot easier for you or for anyone that builds reports in Power BI to guarantee that you add that data storytelling element, and that you add, because you're basically, if you understand the journey, you will be able to answer as many business questions as possible because you understand what the user will need, right? In each step of the way, each decision point, like I'm looking at this chart and sales are not going great. So what's the next thing that you're going to do? What's the next thing that you will look at, like based on the data that we have? So that's kind of the user journeys concept that I kind of came up with in a way. Not came up with, again, it exists already, but I've never heard anyone talking about reporting and user journeys in reporting. And then the other one is more like personal in a way. It's about my story as kind of a freelancer or solopreneur, whatever you want to call it. Because it's been like, again, almost 1 year. And there are so many things that I didn't know. And I just wished someone would tell me that before.
Absolutely.
And I just want to share that with other people, because I think that if someone is thinking about doing something similar, even if I mean, you don't have to go all crazy like me and just quit your job and do your own thing. I did that because I'm crazy, but not everyone is like me. But I'm guessing that a lot of people think about, oh, how can I, for example, like, in a way, monetize my skills. I do some freelancing or kind of, just do something with my skills, like outside of my job.
A side gig.
I have a side gig, exactly. Just take advantage of what you already know and monetize that in a way.
Yeah.
But I mean, 1 year ago, I had no idea how to do that. I had like zero idea. I was just trying things out. I don't know, watching YouTube videos and reading books and reading blog posts.
Because YouTube videos teach you everything.
YouTube is amazing.
Everything.
It's like, I don't even go to Google these days. I go to YouTube because it's so amazing. I mean, the amount of information that you have on YouTube.
As long as you know who to go, there's a lot of bad information too. Like
yes.
Yeah, you really have to filter whom you're going to, the channels you follow and such. But yeah, I mean, it's a very different world than even 2 or 3 years ago. There's so much free training. That's partly why we stopped doing the monthly Women in Tech talks too, because everybody talks is there for free on YouTube.
Yeah, and it's a really good platform to get resources and information. So I think these days, if you're not on YouTube doing something, talking about something, and you want to be recognized as an expert, or you want to promote something like an event or whatever, if you're not on YouTube, you're doing something wrong.
Yep, absolutely.
In a way,
because we're going to post this video on YouTube, so you
exactly. I mean, YouTube for me is kind of the place to be right now, and I really love it because there are so many people sharing like their stories there. And that's kind of probably the best thing for me about YouTube. It's not necessarily the tech content, which is amazing too. But it's more about like the personal stories in a way, because there is a lot of people that share like, how did I become a data analyst? Or how did I improve my skill? Like, I don't know, in Power BI, like it helps you, like hearing someone else. Yeah, exactly. Hearing someone else's story and you're like, oh, I'm not alone. Oh, this person did this. Maybe I should try that too. And you don't feel so alone in a way, because you feel like, understood in a way, because someone else was in your situation and they managed to, I don't know, learn Power BI or do something
and be successful at it,
and be successful. And you get inspiration. You get inspiration, and it's just good to hear someone else's story and feel understood in a way.
Well, I have to jump to another call. We ran a little
No
Me
over.
problem.
too.
Thank
Me
you
too.
so
I
much for
apologize
joining
the tech
us.
hassles.
And
I did not expect it. It's not happened, and I'll look into this thing this weekend.
bye. I'll see you at Bits.
I'll see
talk
you
a
at
lot.
All
Bits.
right. Was a pleasure
Bye.
talking to you. Bye.
It was a
Bye.
pleasure meeting you. Bye.
Bye.